we have actually a lot to talk about. We have a lot to look at, starting off with the S&P 500. Also, the Nasdaq. We have to talk about this price action that we're currently seeing, what we think means is happening next. We're going to take a look at the Dow and also the Russell over here. And also, of course, we're going to check in on the DXY. We're going to see at what important level it looks like it is either holding or being rejected by. We're going to chop in, stop in. We're going to stop in here, look at gold, look at silver. Lots of people wondering what's going on today. And then, of course, we're going to look at Bitcoin. Stanley Druckenmiller, the legend Stanley Druckenmiller, 30 years in a row on Wall Street, over 30% or greater returns a year. Stanley Druckenmiller. I came up with the trade that took down the Bank of England, Druckenmiller. He's saying that he is long Bitcoin. This is a game changer for funds across the whole world right now, as Stanley Druckenmiller has said that he has taken a Bitcoin position. That's enormous. Let's check out what's going on with the equity markets. The first thing I want to start with is the Nasdaq. And the reason I want to start with the Nasdaq for you is because you could see what's happening here is that the Nasdaq right now is closing below this area of resistance. It's a breakout and then a failed breakout so far. This is something to watch. Look, there's a lot of unknowns in the market. One thing we do know is that we could just follow what's going on with price. That's what we're going to continue to do. By the way, if this holds over here, if this trend line over here does hold and we're able to resume off there, that would obviously be bullish. It's too soon to tell, though. Right now, we're seeing mixed signals. We're seeing the S&P 500. You can see that it is broken out very powerfully over here. And now it is, like we said this morning, look, things overreacted. What do you mean the market overreacted? Yeah, that's what the market always does. The market overreacts. And then you can see right now we're having a bit of price discovery, trying to find out where this is going to come in and what's next, which means that there's no edge here whatsoever for us. We are going to make a note so far the Nasdaq is lagging. Now, I've talked about growth over value and how value should be leading in a recovery. Today, you saw the vaccine news, some positive news out of Pfizer. This has everyone looking forward, and you can see the Nasdaq is the laggard today, right? And things like the DAX, the German DAX, leading the way when we talk about value. I've said before in a live stream, 2021 could be the year that the DAX outperforms other indexes. I don't know. I'm not trying to make that call. Just be aware of what is happening over here. Let's also look at the Dow really quick. The Dow also, what I'm seeing is the Dow made new all-time highs. I'm seeing that the Russell made new all-time highs. I'm seeing that the S&P made new all-time highs, and the Nasdaq did not. That's a Dow theory, by the way. If you're not familiar with it, do study it. And I talked about in the past when we had the Nasdaq and S&P 500 making new all-time highs, and the Dow wasn't. Well, that technically that's not such a bullish signal. You want to see all the indexes making new highs together for a very bullish market. Now, it's too soon to call what is happening. This is just a warning sign right now. The fact that the Nasdaq here is pulling back and is testing below that resistance. It's still here, technically looks very bullish. This is not a rejection yet. It's too soon to tell. And we're just talking about one session since the markets went ballistic over here on that pre-market vaccine news. Let's give them some time, as I said this morning, to figure themselves out. And just when it becomes clear, we could scoop in over there and make a really nice trade. Look at this on the Russell as well. Look at that spike high. It was up 7% this morning, started running out in the open, and now has collapsed. That's why we're on the sidelines. Let's look at the dollar, all right? So there's no trade on the indexes yet. We're just going to continue watching them until it is clear. And things are not yet clear out there. Things are not clear, not just with the markets, with world events. They're not clear right now. And you can see over here is that the DXY has come up into this line of resistance over here. It's a big deal. It's a big line. So far, it's not holding. Again, that's not a rejection yet. You would need to be making lower lows to say, okay, this held as resistance. And if that does, by the way, and we take out today's low, that would be the nail in the coffin on the dollar. Just so you know, you could get really, you could start picking trades in against the dollar if it was that type of clarity. But we're to a level where if we break up over here by as early as tomorrow, I could be saying, okay, well, The dollar, which had a false breakout above, is now back again. And we're going to have to monitor that very closely and see what we're making of that. Gold and silver both took a big hit today. Gold off for 4% more and silver up 5%. You could see, though, that both, I want to look at them, they're both still not, they didn't make a technical breakdown yet. Are they close? Absolutely, no question about it. We're still got some time before the close over here, and you can see gold trading currently at 1864. It's trading below this support over here at 1872. Ideally, you would like to see it close below, but what we're just going to watch is the retest. We're going to watch the retest. Once price starts making a starts making a higher low, we're going to be looking to see on the upside if we're able to close below 1872 and above this trend line over here. If we do, this move is negated. Technically, gold's still looking very strong, bullish. If we resume back off over here and this 1872 or this trend line over here is confirmed into resistance, that's going to lead to further selling pressure on gold. We'll really evaluate where we might look to pick up gold. I personally believe that what we're seeing today is more noise than signal, and that we are going to see higher prices in gold, and I believe that is going to happen soon. When I say soon, what are we talking about? I don't know. When should... What about silver? Again, this wasn't, this isn't, look, it's not bullish price action to have that breakout and then the retest look like this. But it's not, it's too soon to call this, and it could still turn back and favor the bullish technical that we've been seeing here develop over the past few days on gold and silver. It's still being tested. And again, just like on gold, when I said that if we hold the 1872 resistance and resume off of it, that would be a bearish signal for gold. The same on silver, except it's a little lower. It's 2330. This is providing the support area below there and confirming that. At that point, we're going to be reassessing when it's time to get back into silver and expecting some further pressure. But right now, it's too soon to know whether or not we're still looking at a breakout over here, a positive development over here, whether or not this retest is never going to trigger a buy entry and it's going to be a failed. That could lead to a bigger move to the downside after the failed breakout over here on silver. It could lead actually to quite a sell-off. Same thing here on gold. The false breakout. Here's the retest. Never a resumption yet. It's too soon to call. Obviously, it's not looking the best. Bitcoin, on the other hand, continues to consolidate over here after putting up, we're looking at like 40% gains over the past couple of months on Bitcoin. And, November, December left in the year, targeting still 18,000. That's the target I have on Bitcoin. And I forgot when I produced that video, but if you go to the Bitcoin playlist, is many months ago. And you could see that the target is, 18,000. And again, we want to set targets we believe we can meet on Bitcoin by December of 2020. We're getting close. We're within, just another leg or two up, and we will be achieving that. Bitcoin is so bullish right now. I tried earlier in the live stream making a case for like what would be negative on Bitcoin. It's hard to find. And I say that because if we look at where important levels, where if we lost them, you might want to lighting up on a leverage position. Soon enough, it has us back, right towards 30%. That's right now at 11,000, 1,100. So when I say lighten up on Bitcoin, if we start to sell off, it's tricky because you come pretty quickly to a zone where you're going to want to load up if we are able to pull back that far. So just be aware when I say Bitcoin is just uber bullish right now, it's not that I don't expect any downside. It's just the fact if we were to have a 30% pullback, and if that puts us right, look at the level that puts us at. Look at all of this support over here, right? Then the supply that build up from the resistance right there, and then more support over there. there's a lot of traders would be are waiting to step in and buy on 30% pullbacks off the swing high on Bitcoin. You're looking at technically a lot of support over here. So it's a tricky situation. It's hard to say, well, this is where you should lighten up if we lose below this. But then you have this power zone right behind you. So that's what Bitcoin is right now. It's looking very, very bullish. Huge news with Stanley Druckenmiller going out and telling the street that he's now long Bitcoin and believes that if gold does its thing, and again, you know, he's Stanley. And again, Stanley's very clear. He owns gold. He just thinks that Bitcoin, like Paul Tudor Jones, is going to well outperform gold in this environment. All right, everyone. I hope you have a beautiful evening, and I'll see you in the morning.